Connect. Welcome in, everybody, to another beautiful live stream on this Thursday evening. This morning, we did a live stream where we outlined a little bit of what the market could do. Played out pretty well. Thursday or Tuesday, we did a live stream, outlined this whole move. Kind of cool. So if you're watching, make sure you're taking notes. If you guys are enjoying these, if you learn something, if we give you value, give it a little share. Spread the love, spread the joy. Want to make sure you guys are learning. If you guys have any questions at any point, make sure you ask them in the comments. We will answer them to the best of our abilities. Agenda for today, we will go over what we did today, just kind of the move, see how the market played out, look at higher time frame, lower time frame, and then we will dive into our regular scheduled programming, which today we're going to talk about order blocks according to our calendar. We will, where's my little agenda calendar? Daily buys, order blocks. Yeah, it's like the last candle before a strong move, bullish or bearish. Kind of want to see a sweep of liquidity, bullish order blocks on 15-minute chart. Well, probably also look on the 5-minute chart because I feel like those are pretty good. And yeah, let's do that. So let's go to our higher time frame first. So what did we outline yesterday? Yesterday's stream, we kind of said, okay, we can move down, right? We can have something like this, likely, right? We didn't necessarily come up, retest the top of this, but rejected the top of this. We sold down, came back up, retesting this breakout right now. So we'll see if we get back above this trend line, then we can continue up. If not, then we will continue down. But you can see how good of a reaction we had this morning on it, right? Almost took to the previous hour high, but we rejected over here. This was a nice retrace into the 5-minute Timmy over here. 15-minute as well. What did we do overnight? So overnight, we had our Asian session, kind of sell-off London session. Came back down. We did not discount the fact that, hey, we have Asian session up above, right, in all of these liquidities, but market is still wanting down. Higher time frame also. It was looking like it went downside. Right here at 6 a.m., opened up, rejected this Timmy candle right here on the higher time frame. So that was fucking phenomenal, right? We said, okay, if it's rejecting there, we will continue to sell off, likely retest this. This line is also very important, right? We've outlined this level multiple times, 19.39225. I probably said it like 5 times yesterday on stream, saying like, okay, if we break this, likely see more downside. That's exactly what we did. We broke this level, see that displacement bounce on this trend line, but come back up. Right, and then we took this Asian session low over here, or previous day Asian session. Yeah, that was right here. So we took all of these lows, all of this generated liquidity, took this one. We have this previous day low and our Monday low still left. So I have a feeling that we might come back down over here. See, this price range is very balanced on a hourly chart, right? So the only liquidities realistically that we're looking at are going to be our external liquidities, right? Because we don't really have anything internally. So these moves can be very wide. It can form a lot of displacement stuff or a lot of internal liquidity to the upside and then sell back through it. Right, 4 hour, very similar too. 4 hour doesn't really have anything in terms of internal liquidity except this one, which we've already taken out. We swept this external, it came down into this internal, swept that, and then continue to the downside to our external liquidity, right? Something that we've talked about on previous live streams where price goes from external to internal to external. If it's not holding our bearish internals, or if it's not holding our bullish internal liquidities, then we're likely going to see the downside. And the opposite works for if we're looking to go down, right? So if we're not holding our bearish or if bearish internal liquidities get displaced, then we can likely look for upside, right? So right now, what do we have? We have this external taken, and we don't really have anything internal except probably maybe this order block right here. So what we could do is either reject right here, or we can continue up, which let's mark out this level. It's going to be important right here, almost with the OTE. So we're just looking, we're seeing what price is going to do. Let's see what happens. Okay. Well, okay, let me take a peek. ES. Actually, let me do it on this chart. ES. All. Oh, yeah. Yep. That's swept. 4 hour. This one? Yeah, 6 a.m. Yep. 6:30. Wick. See right here. Sweep that. So on ES, if we don't hold this, we're likely going to continue down. I'm looking for this candle pattern. This typically plays out to be a falling 3. Yeah, rising, falling 3. Hi, Russ. Thank you for tuning in. I love you, buddy. This could be a little order block, right? We can retrace into here on ES. If we don't displace that, likely continuation down tomorrow. But also Fridays previous Fridays we've sold off. We've also pumped. Right now we're still in this little flag formation, right? We had a flag over here, sold back down, flag in right here, sold back down. So we could see a little bit of a retracement, right? But a retracement, this isn't necessarily reversal yet. Or I wouldn't be looking for one quite yet. Yeah. Even our daily right now. Look at the daily. Daily is inside right now. We can come up. Actually, this will be important. If we displace that 4 hour, right? This is the top that we're looking at. If we can't close above the opening price of this candle and the closing price of this candle, we'll likely continue down. All right, that's something that we've covered on stream as well. I think we covered it last night or the night before, where price comes into the open candle, and that's how we determine price. What would TGIF look like? TGIF doesn't, to me, TGIF doesn't happen in consolidations. It's when you sell all 4 days of the week and then Friday finally retraces into the range that was created. So to me, this, I wouldn't necessarily say TGIF, but TGIF, we would take the, let me do this TGIF. Actually reverse, right? There you go. So TGIF is that it can come into the 20 or into the 30 or the 20% of the range. So TGIF could look like this. Right, maybe close below the 30. Tap the 20, close below the 30. That's a TGIF. But for me, typically, I want to see all 4 days like sell or do something like that. Actually, did we have TGIFs this previous weeks? No. Yeah, no, not last week. Yeah. Those lowercase upper lowercase h's. I mean, look, this one isn't fucking H right here. Get your H pattern on the 4 hour. Get your H. Got your H. Right? Just a continuous H. So mark it. H. But yeah, this is going to be an important level, 19,572.75. Tomorrow morning we have University of Michigan consumer sentiment. Consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. That's at 10 a.m. Eastern or 8 a.m. Colorado or Mountain Time. That one moves the market pretty good. Honestly, I like to play that one because you'll see it chop around right before it, and then they send a wick to one side and then sell it back down the opposite way. I love me some 8 a.m. news, especially University of Michigan. I feel like that one they always drop some bangers on that one. One always moves. or gives us a solid. Yeah. Yeah. I'm discounting that. Not taking that out of the picture. Yeah, let me outline this level actually over here too. So daily. I'm gonna look for this. This level right here, which is also that OTE. I mean, right now, right, we're holding the 705 of the whole monthly range. Or like the weekly 705, which is like the OTE of OTEs. So, but the I like the where the 786 lines up with this blunt right there. Flag, 4-hour refugee. All these levels up above. Yeah, downside. I'm liking some downside tomorrow too. Honestly, these wicks look a little sus. We held this fair value gap too. This fair value gap right there on the daily, holding us down so far. Right, we're not discounting the fact that we can break above it. Right here. So as long as this holds us down, then we can continue selling. Because also we haven't tapped this close. If we start going below the close of that, then it's good night. Bye bye, market. Bye bye. Mhm. Yeah. I mean, like we have this one, right? But this one's like we've traded through it. Now we're technically below it. Now we're going back up. So it's all balanced out. But we don't have any real like displacement to the upside. Not even like 4 hours what I would consider for us to have a solid reversal. We have nothing. The only one we had was like right here, but that's not displacement out of range. Yep. Yeah, over here on like a regular daily, what do we have? See, this 19150 is kind of our last line of defense. If we break that, we will go straight to very likely this 18547 or even lower to right there. 1833975. Yep. Trend. Higher time frame trend. And then we have our little line too that we rejected perfectly this morning too. Look at that. So we can come up, retest it again, sell back down. See? Those are holding below it. Okay, so on that, right, we've covered kind of the higher time frame of what we did today. Let's drop down into our 5 minute. Our 5 minute, we had a little Timmy candle right here. Our 9:30 open sent a wick down, right? And then what did we do? We drew out the OTE of that candle. So we had an OTE of the data candle, right? Let me change this to OTE right there. OTE of the data candle. I'll hide this for now. Right, so we retraced into the OTE of the data candle. We could not get above the 786. That's where we took some shorts. Wrote them down to London lows. That was a fucking solid trade. And then you could have also taken the 5 minute OTE. First 5 minute candle. We had this right here. We'll do our little trick right here. Boom. Right. First 5 minute, next 5 minute candle opens up, taps the 786. Look at this, right? This is what we keep on talking about. We are below the close of this candle right here. Price is below the close. Okay, we're not displacing above it, right? It would be different if right here, right? This is the close. I'm talking about, right? The close. we tap below it, sweep that, and then we start pumping back up, and we're holding the close of this candle. Okay, cool. So we're looking for that green candle to play out. Awesome, that plays out. Now this candle, if we're looking for downside, not only did the OTE hold, but we also held below the close of this candle. Okay, we continue down. Same thing right here, right? Close of this candle. We're not breaking above it. We're continuing down. And we're not tapping into the open of this candle either. Right, same thing right here. We kind of held this. Now the next candle, we come up, retest this closing price of this candle. The body of this candle's holding below it. Right, cool. Continue down. And we also tapped into, I think there was a 15-minute fair value gap there. That was later. But yeah, we swept this, continue down, as we had all of these price targets, right? 1, 2, 3. 3 price targets, swept through them, and then continued back up. A little retrace. That's where we were also talking about some shorts, or that's where the Timmy time indicator came in. Nice and clutch, right? Not only did it indicate, not the SMA, this right here. Timmy time. Let me change this up. That, I want it to be blue. I don't want a border highlight. Make it that color. There we go. Save that. Exit my trading view on my phone so it saves completely. Okay, right over here, 5-minute candle, indicate the top. Then we get into our 10 a.m. 10 a.m. calls the bottom on the Timmy indicator. Continue up, then also calls the bottom here at 1 o'clock. But awesome indicator. If you guys are not following Big Timmy Hedge on Twitter, I suggest you do so. Phenomenal trader. If you guys are not following it at Hazed Beats on Twitter either, you guys are missing out on free game. Just you follow both of those guys. And Timmy's posting awesome indicators in our Discord. Hazed has great indicators in our Discord as well that outline higher time frame levels, just those key levels that are very important for you in trading. He has a whole PDF on them too. But right over here, we could take the whole range. I think we took, this bottom to this top. That was our 925. This is the most recent swing high to most recent swing low. We come in, tap the 786, get a little bit above it, tap into this Timmy candle, sell back down, right? We could take the, let me move this into here. We could take this whole range, honestly. That gives you even better accuracy, right? 786, that's this range. So that's this whole little range right there. You can, like we said yesterday, it was a whole fib day, and today we said in the morning in our Discord, we're probably another fib day. Just play off of the fibs range, got your OTE, sell back down, range expanded. Cool, expand your range. Now we tap into 786. Okay, awesome, sell back down. Just a little continuation. That's what Shane and I also preach, just all of it continuing down, right? You want to play continuation rather than a reversal and get clapped. And over here, right, some of these imbalances could have played a silver bullet, but trend was still to the downside. We had better targets down there than up top. And always fib your news candles. Same thing that we did on news yesterday, right? Where's our 8:30 news? Right, look at this. There's our news candle. What did we do at open? We came into it, did not take the top, sold back down, and then reversed at 11, 10 o'clock. Right, same shit we did over here. We have our news candle, 9:40, 9:30. We come into it, almost into, or we are in OTE of it. Don't take the top of it. It swept this liquidity previously into this fair value gap, and then we continue down. Right, a little reversal at 10 o'clock, continue down. Just phenomenal. Beautiful. I don't know what else to say about these. These ranges are really tough sometimes just because of how wide your stops can be, but it doesn't mean you can't play a micro and still, play your system. Right? You just have to adjust your risk to your system works it's your risk that needs adjustment, right? It's not that your system is wrong. Look at that. A little retrace into here and then continue down. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Yeah, tomorrow, honestly, I'm not going to trade tomorrow. I got fucking work. I did decent this week. I'm not going to open up anything. Just going to stay present at work. No live stream tomorrow morning either. We'll do one in the evening. If not in the evening, then we'll do a combined on Saturday. Because what are we doing tomorrow? Today's order blocks. Tomorrow is technically just Q&A and recap. So we can do that on Saturday too, right? Tomorrow we can is the day, and then we will just do a Q&A and just a recap of what we did this whole week, right? So get your questions ready, write them out, make sure you ask them. So we would love to hear what you got to say. And then if you guys are just now tuning in, make sure you ask questions. Leave anything you want to say in the chat box, in the comments. Tag us, let us know. When I answer those questions, I want to help you guys out. You help us out, we help you out. That's the dealio we have going on. That's the price you pay for these live streams. Not a Venmo, just show us some love. So we kind of have a W on the 5 though, on the 15. It's the only thing I'm looking at for upside. So we can easily retrace into OTE if that day, sweep this, sweep those wicks, and then continue down. But enough of that. Price will do what it does. Might post a little chart tomorrow morning if I take an extra long bathroom break. And then, yeah, that's that. Let's dive into our study. So order blocks today, right? So order blocks in ICT are basically defined as any down close, or like last down close or last up close candle before a trend reverses, right? Or before and it has to have a major liquidity sweep. Not all the time, because they can happen within trend, but majority of the time you want to look for them to be after a major liquidity sweep in order for it to be a valid order block that will react. I like to look at order blocks as like a consolidation in price, right? Like on a lower time frame, it's going to be a range, right? Because order blocks, that's where a lot of orders happen. That's what it's defined as. That's why after a liquidity sweep, consolidation is pretty good, or consolidation and then liquidity sweep. That's why it's like that last candle, that last down close or up close candle after a liquidity sweep. So let's find some solid examples of it. All right, here, this is like in the price. Those are order blocks in the price. All right, we have a consolidation. We can take this candle right here. So last up close candle in a down close, or in a downtrend. Right here, we can take that. This is our order block. Once we break it, that's what we look for. We look for a break of it, right? That's why it is so important that we are focusing on those, like we previously just talked about. We're focusing on those opening and closing prices of those candles, because if we are holding above them or below them, they can indicate, they can be our order blocks. So this one right here, right, you can see price displaced, all right, big move down, displaced the opening price of this up close candle, and then we come down. This next candle comes up, retest the opening price of it, right? That's why we outline the body of those candles. Some people outline the wick, some people outline the body. I like to do the body because that shows you the actual orders, right? That's where actual liquidity sits. That's where the interaction between buyers and sellers actually has taken place. So we're looking for that, right? Once price closes below that, we see a move through it. Okay, now we can come up and retest that. So if you're looking for an entry over here and you don't get it, okay, let's look for an order block. price close below this one? No, not necessarily. We still is kind of pumping over here. Now we have a closed candle below the opening price of this green candle. Cool. We come back, retest it. Huge move down. We haven't used that day. 9:30. Holy shit. Just an opening candle shitter. Is this in October? Some Biden price is 775. Fucking A. Some fucking insane moves. So on candles like this, right? This candle doesn't necessarily sweep anything, but then we close back above it. So we can take the whole candle body, right? We're kind of trading through this order block right now over here, right? Just kind of consolidating in it a little bit below the 50%. And this is 15-minute. Dang, okay. Yeah, we're looking at the 15-minute. That's fine. We'll look at some 5-minute examples afterwards. But on the 15-minute, right, I'm sure we had something to the left, swept the liquidity. Not necessarily we had a little bit of a displacement here, but big thing that we're looking for is a close above the opening price of a down close candle or a close below the opening price of an up close candle, right, for our bearish versus bullish order blocks. And that's where we want to look for major liquidity sweeps. All right. So like right here, we had a good liquidity sweep, right, with this candle. So we closed above the opening price of this candle. So you can take the whole body, you can take just the top of it and see how price is trading through it, right? So this is our order block right now. And look at how price is just consolidating in it, and then we make a move out of it, right? Beautiful. So let's continue looking. Let's continue our search. In search of an order block. I like to look for big body candles. So not necessarily wicks. Wicks are its own separate thing. Those are not mitigation blocks, but rejection blocks. Those are good when we have like those tops, right? Similar thing that we had over here. This wick itself could be taken as a rejection block, right? We can outline that. Look at this, held below the 50% of the wick itself, right? That's why we outline wicks. That's why when do we cover this? When was that? We had one move that was like right into the 50%, then pump out of it. It was this week, I know for sure. This one right here, right? This wick right there. This hourly candle came into the 50% of it and then retraced all the way back up. And we did not close above the opening price of this candle, so we don't have a trend reversal yet, right? We would want to see a close above it and the price continue to trade above that close of open of the downside candle. My brain is not braining right now. So right here at the top, right, we took these liquidities. This is our last up close candle before a down move. So, right, we'll look again over here. What do? We displaced. Good displace, right? We had a move through it and a close below this candle's opening price. Our last down close candle or last up close candle before the down move. So we can take the whole outline of it, right? You can see we didn't quite retrace into it, but still the idea of this being that order block counts, right? So we still made a move up into it and then continue down from there. Similar thing over here, right? Swept this liquidity. This is our last down close candle before a move up. This move up happens, right? We close above the closing price of this candle. There's your order block, right? Look how bodies retrace into it. We're still holding the closing price of this candle. So, okay, continuation up, right? And that's what we did. We swept the closing price right here. We came up opening price. Sorry, yeah, that was the opening price. Now we're holding above the opening price of this candle. We just keep holding it. All right, where's our next liquidity? This wick right there. Awesome. Continuation up. Let's keep her going. And this is on the 15-minute, guys. Not on the 5. Yeah, it's not necessarily a big one. This one could be pretty solid, right? Right here. Not necessarily in displacement up, but look at the closing price of that candle, right? Closing price, still holding below it. We don't have a body above it, so it doesn't look like price wants to displace it and go higher, continue higher. We swept this liquidity over here, this London Asian, or this Asian high. We swept that. Now we have closed below the opening price of that candle, or we have wicked through it multiple times. Now that's your order block, right? Cool. We test the closing price. We're below the opening price. Continuation down. He took off. Same thing over here, right? There's your candle. Swept that. Now we are above the opening price of it. Price almost comes back down to retest that. Continuation up. That's why some people outline the wicks just so they can be like, oh yeah, this whole thing, right? Or blocks are technically retraced into it. I like to do the body. Just because my order blocks aren't like the main thing that I trade. Mostly looking for those just to see whether or not we close or hold the opening and closing prices of them. See if we reverse up or reverse back down. All right, this could be an order block right here. Don't come back into it, but we continue down. I'm sure on the 5-minute, right, it's a little easier to identify those. Chimmy candle. Let's look at some 5-minute examples. Let's go. Right here. Right. We didn't necessarily sweep the top of this one, so I wouldn't count that. So let's keep it going. La 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 la. Right here. This is a good one. Right. We swept the liquidity right here. London high swept. Fuck, my throat's drying out again. I'm drinking coffee. I'm not drinking coffee. I'm drinking tea. Bullshit season, dude. That's what it is. Fuck. So, right, we swept that. This candle right here, this next down move candle, does not hold the closing price of our bullish candle or our up close candle, right? Up close because we close to the upside, down close because our close is below, right? So close into the downside, up close versus down close candle. That's what we refer to when we speak of that. So our up close candle, our next is down close candle. We hold below the opening price of that up close candle. We hold below the closing price of the up close candle. Look at that, right? You draw it out. We retest the opening price of it again, and then continue back down. Right, there's your 9 a.m. And that's what you can kind of keep on. That's where I'm saying that those intra-trend candles, right? You can also play off of them, right? Look at how well we rejected this one too, right? Price does not close above the close of this up close candle, right? So, okay, we displace the opening price of it too. Next candle wicks into it, continuation down. All right? Making sense to everybody? Everybody watching? As always, we appreciate you guys. So thank you. Thank you for tuning in, for being here tonight. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the chat box. Try to get to you. If you guys are not yet in the community, suggest you join www.papertraders.io. If you guys have any friends that like to trade, get them in here. We outline the moves before they happen. It's been kind of the theme of these live streams. I like to do that. It's all theoretical stuff, right? Pretty much. Over here, similar thing, right? We did sweep these lows right here. Price closes above the opening price of this down close candle. Our move is up, right? Last bearish move, and our before we reverse trend, next candle retraces into it, and then we continue up, right? We don't close below the closing price of this candle. We hold the opening price of it too, and then we continue up. Make sense? So some good ones. This is a solid one, right? Swept this liquidity right here. Right, price does not hold above the closing price of this up close candle. We trade through the opening price of it, right? So, okay, we have that meets the criteria right here. Then we sell back through it, tap this little fair value gap. Next candle opens up over here. We retrace into this order block and continue down, right? That's where we're also looking like, okay, is it holding the closing price of this? It's holding the closing price of this. It's traded into it. Now we're starting to get below it. Okay, where's our next liquidity? Down here, down here, down here, down here. Hit all of them. Gap down here. Right, there's your intra-trend candle again. If we retest it over here, continue down. Similar thing over here, but yeah, little retrace leg, trade into the bottom of it, continue down. It's another order block for you, and we keep on doing that. All right, another opening price candle. This one almost comes into it, mostly retesting the bottom of this, continue down. Same thing here, retrace into it, continue down. Right, over here, retrace into not the body of it, or the wick of it, continue down. Beautiful. Now this one right here, right? Huge wick. Now we have these up close candles. We're starting to displace the close of it, right? Now that the open of it, we held the close of it too over here, right? Closing is at the bottom, opening is at the top, right here. We're holding above it. There's your order block. Retrace into it, continuation up. It's kind of a chimney candle right here. Right, similar thing, intra-trend. When we're above the opening price of this candle, come back almost pretty close to retesting it, continue up. Right, but that's why we want to look for those major liquidity sweeps before the quote-unquote formation of the order block. Right, over here, it's pretty decent, but this is like a huge order block, right? We come back, we retested retest the 50% of it in our closing session, or afternoon session. Come back down. Oh my god. Let's do 3 more examples. So let's take a look here. What are we doing? Say we're kind of retesting that trend line. This hourly candle could come back down. We have an opening gap too. Could come back this 4 hour. 1 minute in the 4 hour actually. Next 4 hour could come sweep the top and then continue down. Or we're looking at the opening price, right? Right? Opening price and closing price. If the next hourly candle cannot hold above this, we're likely going to continue down. And if it can't hold above that either, whenever that closes. Okay, 3 more examples for y'all of these order blocks. Let's find some solid ones. These ranges are so tiny. Look at this. 700 point range on a single day. That's like a candle nowadays. Yeah, literally. Insane volatility these days. Uh, right here is pretty decent, right? We sweep the low. We have targets up above. There's our opening price right here, right? We're trading through it. Price comes back to it, and then we go, right? Phenomenal. Should trend. I'm freaking eepy. Same thing over here, kind of, right? Intratrend, I won't count this as an example. But, right, we're closing above the opening price of this candle right here, right? That's a down close candle. And we're holding the price, did not close below it, not close below the closing price. And we closed above the opening price of it. This comes back, retests, holds it, continuation up. This next candle comes into it, and then we continue out of it. So those are those like intra-trend candles that you have. See, I want to find some like a good example of one. We like come into it. Sounds pretty solid, right? Sweep the tops over here. This is our last up close candle before the trend changes. Now price closes below it, below the opening price of this, right? We come back into it twice and then continue down from it. Again, we did also have those fair value gaps, but now that we're playing just like that order block, you could have also played the inverse fair value gap right here. But then seeing that, right, seeing this candle retrace into the opening price of this bullish candle, we tap it, continue selling, right, after a huge liquidity sweep. That's what we want to see. Another intra-trend, right here. We do not close above the closing price of this up close candle, or of this bullish candle. We do not close above it. Then we close below the opening price. Okay, cool. Continue down. This candle kind of retests this, continuation down. I like those. Those are always solid. We're looking at those more often. This one right here, right? We swept this liquidity right there to the left, had the liquidity outlined. Now this is the last up close candle in the trend. What do? What does this candle do right here? We don't close above the closing price of this candle. Okay, so we're starting to continue down. Now these candles are holding, right? They're holding each other's closing price. This one held the closing price. Then the next one held the closing price. Okay, continue down. Now we finally sweep the low. We're kind of having a little bit of trouble closing below it, but we're now retesting. You could do an inverse fair value gap in here too, right? Take that, take this, just wicking through it. No body close above it. You can see even in these bullish candles, right? All of these down close candles are holding below it, right? We retest it and then continue down. We can even outline this as a little mini order block, right? Right before the trend change. Close below it, continue down. Huge continuation down. Okay. See, I mean, similar thing here, right? We sweep the liquidity of this candle, and then we Price closes below the opening price of it, right? Next one holds right here. Right there, right? So that's holding. Okay. Now next candle retraces a little bit into it, continues down, right? Our bullish candles, we do not want to close above the opening price of this bearish candle in order for us to continue down. That's what we keep doing, right? Next candle, 9:30, comes up, comes into this order block. Why can't I fucking select that? There we go. And then we continue down. Hopefully that makes sense to everyone. We'll do a whole recap either tomorrow or Saturday. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you're new to this, tune in every day. We're dropping gems every single day, in the morning, in the evening. We're trying to stay as consistent as we can with these. We appreciate you for being here, for spending some time with us. If you have not watched previous live streams, go check out www.youtube.com/the paper traders or /paper traders, or just click my profile. You'll see all the links to our social medias on there. All of our streaming platforms are on there. If you go on YouTube under the live tab, you'll see all the previous ones that we have done. They're going to be labeled by the day. We started these live streams on last Saturday is when we started doing all of these little ICT gems. So check those out if you have not already. On Friday, we'll do a recap of everything that we have covered. Either tomorrow or Saturday, we'll do a recap, answer some questions if you guys have them, write them down if you have anything so you remember. Let me check the chat. Nothing in the chat. As always, we appreciate you guys for tuning in, for watching. www.papertraders.io. Check out the website. We got the ICT trainer on there. We got the trader log on there. We got candle creator on there as well. And we also have the risk calculator on there. So any of those, use those tools. We love using those tools, made by none other than at Hazed. Follow him on Twitter. Make sure you're following Big Timmy Hedge on Twitter as well. And that's it. Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate your support. Yeah. Shane, Mr. Shane, you got anything to add? Hello. Mr. Shane has disappeared. But yeah, thank you guys. If nobody got any questions, we'll end it here. Won't be a stream tomorrow morning. Got other obligations, but we're looking forward to doing this full time. Maybe the same time next year, right? But thank you guys, as always, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.